Okay, finally I figured it out. I'm really trying really hard to stream YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And I got this software that's supposed to do it, and I cannot figure out how to do it. Anyway, I did figure out a couple of different things. I got a new setup as well. I got camera 2 over here. How you guys like that? Action. Pretty sweet. You like the setup back there? Change it up a little bit. Let's go back to camera 1. All right, so today I wanted to, let's see, oh, we got to get some, I got to get some, I'm just looking at the chat here. So I want to do Q&A first, and then, well, I'm going to ask you guys if you want to talk about something specific I got in my mind. So what is going on? Vershawn, Jaden, and Omnikinetics. Graham, baby, what's up? Hey, let me just show you something real quick. You see this? I'm showing this to my buddy Graham. You need 2 cameras, buddy. Right? You're gonna need 2 angles. You got to get the good, you know, you got to get straight on, but then you got to get the good side, the handsome side. All right. So, anyway, let's see. Let's go on. Saudi Arabia. What's up, you guys? I gotta fix my shoe. Oh, my one foot is like bigger than my other one because it's swollen, and my shoe gets like really tight. Sorry, I gotta take it off for a second. Is the statement getting into med school is harder than going through med school true? Incorrect. Getting into med school is actually quite easy if you just like get good grades. That's all there is to it. Like, just do well in those classes. And then med school is like, you know, you're like drinking from a garden hose in college, undergraduate, and you go to drinking from a fire hydrant, from a fire hose. Let's put it this way: you go to drinking from a fire hose, and then in residency, you're drinking from a, you know, like Niagara Falls. That's basically how that goes. All right, awesome. We got a lot of good comments here. What's going on? Videos have inspired me to continue my education, become a surgeon. Awesome. That is what we want to hear. Samantha, thank you for saying that. Where'd I get the anatomy prints? Pretty dope, huh? Let's take another look at them. Let's take another look at them. Pretty sweet. I got them on, oh, I forgot. I got them on Etsy. I can't remember where, just search like anatomy prints on Etsy and you'll find a bunch of them. They're actually very cheap, but I ended up getting a frame for all of them, so it didn't cost very much money, but they're pretty sweet. All right, so let's take a look here. Is the debt and many years of school worth it to become a surgeon? How much time do you have outside of surgery? You know, I do think that it's worth it. I would say that if I was you, I would not, I was talking to my friend about this today. I would not take so much time after, like, well, first of all, getting finished. Like, I would try to get finished as fast as possible because I took some extra time and that was tough on me. And then after that, I had a tough time finding a good job, and that was also pretty tough on me. So those two things together made it so I was quite older when I started to think this is worth it. So I would definitely think about that. It is, but you got to get a good job, and you got to have a job that's like doesn't kill you. And for a long time, I didn't have that. So, what's up, our demand? Thoughts on Dr. Mike? He comes off as a total goddamn tool. I've talked about Dr. Mike a lot, and Sometimes I talk shit on him, and sometimes I don't. I'll tell you. So there's two thoughts on him. Is he's doing a really good thing with his notoriety, right? Like his platform. He does get out there and like promote health and promote, preventative medicine and things like that. And just like overall, he seems like wants to promote like people doing good for themselves, which is great. If you know his backstory, he basically like when he was he was like a model, like I think before all this he went into medicine, and then in undergrad he posed, or med school, him and his friends rented a Ferrari and posed in front of a Ferrari with a stethoscope and a white coat, I think, or a suit or something, and that was like the beginning of Instagram or close to it, and that's like he took off with that. So it's pretty fucking cheesy that he did that, and he's where he is because of that. But that's also how our society works, and at least he's doing something good with it. So I talk a lot of shit on him, but I don't dislike him really. So anyway, but it's fun to make fun of people. Like a couple of other videos I made was making fun of other physicians and stuff, and like I was talking to my friends, like we all made fun of each other about the things that we're gonna do and the specialties we went into and stuff like that. If you can't fucking make fun of each other, I mean, if you can't make fun of yourself, I don't know if you guys, I make fun of myself quite a bit, then you got a problem. Not a lot of people want to be like super serious and pretend like they are very professional, which is good for patients and stuff, but that's not how it is really. Like when you go into the cafeteria, like we have the doctor's lounge, you go to the doctor's lounge, like you can joke and have fun with people and shit. Like not everybody's like that, obviously, which is like why some people get pissed off in my videos, but for the most part, you find some friends and you hang out with them and you have a good time and you poke fun at each other and you like enjoy yourself. That's what you should do. And people are talking shit on my videos probably just because they're trying to like improve their own platform or status or whatever. Let me get back to, sorry, I still have a cold, so I'm like sniveling and all this stuff. Doesn't matter which med school you get into, the Ivy League med school is really better. I have a video about this actually, and what I will say is, yes, I think they are better. Not just because of the teaching and the professors, but who you're around, and then also the name forever is stuck to you, and that is really, really good. It opens doors for you forever, even if the instruction is actually not better, which I think it probably is. I don't know, I didn't go, but just the fact that it opens that many doors for you when you have a name attached to you like Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Princeton, things like that, that goes with you forever. And so that right there is worth the money. Let's see. Any advice for children? Like what kind of children? How old? Harborview in Seattle is a level 1 center, and it's very good. I actually had a friend do cardiothoracic surgery fellowship there. He said it's very, very busy. The trauma surgeons are very, very busy. I think it's a probably pretty good place to do. Thoughts on DO med schools? Oh, you're trying to like bring that back, huh? I got people fucking hated my videos on that, but whatever. It's because they're a bunch of DOs. It's okay. Like if you want to go to DO's med school, it's fine. There's a stigma associated with it. There's a stigma associated with Caribbean schools as well. The question is, which is worse? I think the DO stigma is worse. Some people think the Caribbean school stigma is worse. Whatever. I don't fucking care what people. I don't care what people think of my opinions, really. So that's how it is. Oh, Christopher's surname is back with naughty comments. I see you, buddy. Let's see. Oh, so what I was going to talk about today, and I'm going to ask, actually, I would like to poll you guys to see if you're interested in this. And it is basically, do you want to know the story and what I'm doing actually outside of medicine, like as in business? Because the last year, maybe a year, a little bit more, I've been trying to heavily like get into, digital marketing and digital products. And, my study course was one of them. We've done a couple others. And I think some people want to know about that stuff and some people don't. And so what I wanted to ask you guys is like, do you want to hear those stories? I was thinking of doing like one video a week about those things and what I'm doing and how I'm managing it, stuff. So is that interesting to you guys? If somebody's dropping some F-bombs, you have a friend that can't decide what specialty to go, what fucking specialty to go to into. Med school talking shit about each other. Correct. Lewis Ampro says Caribbean schools suck ass. All right, Lewis. I wonder what school you're at. Yes, business video. No, I don't. Person stuff is good. Yes, show us how to invest. I'm not gonna show you how to invest, but I'll show you what I'm doing. Like, I just show you what I do, with some of my money. And basically, I'm taking some of my money and hoping and trying to build a business that creates more money. It's sort of investing, but sort of not. You make a few vids of people M3 and M4 and residency, adapting the rotations, etc. What's the difference between a trauma surgeon and an ER doctor? Interest in business perspective. Cool. Medicine. Invest with Dr. Mike. I tried to collab with him, and some of you guys know he asked me for a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of money. Been watching your videos forever, since 3.6K subs. All right, David, thank you. Oh, nice message. Thank you, David. We get a lot of shit lately for some of the videos I've been making. I don't know why. $30K, Mike wanted $30K, yeah, that's right. All right, so I'm just gonna tell a quick story about the businesses that I'm doing, and then I will, after this week, then I'll update you guys each week on what I'm doing. So as you know, I'm gonna switch over because I like this. This is more casual. Don't you think it's more casual? Let me just put my foot up here, cross my legs here. So as you guys know, I built a website in 2006, 2007, launched it, did pretty good. It was an e-commerce business. It was based on a Yahoo store, which was the only really e-commerce stuff that you could do on your own at the time. And I did revenue about $1.2 million, and so I kind of had the bug after that. I really tried to bring it back after residency, but the market had changed and stuff, and so I couldn't do it. I had a tough time, and then I kind of kicked around a few other ideas. I tried a couple things, nothing really took spark. When I was on the TV show Bear Grylls, after that, I got a bunch of people to message me and say, hey, I want to be a doctor too. And I was like, wow, this social media shit's pretty cool. Maybe I should look into it. Started doing some YouTube. It wasn't very good, wasn't consistent. And then I started doing some Instagram and here and there. Well, at one point, like May 2016, 17, I said, okay, I'm going to do it for 1 year very consistently, both Instagram and YouTube. That turned out to be really good. Lots of people started, to connect and like the stories and stuff like that. And so, spending a lot of money doing that. I have editors and, equipment and all this stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, I can do this, but I got to monetize at some point to like pay for itself at least. So I built the study program because basically, I've studied like marketing for quite a while. And one of the guys that I follow his name's Frank Kern, which I did a video on. I had a book, one of his books here. But anyway, he talks about like, if you're going to build products, and you have a market, start with the very basics, start with the beginning, which you guys were asking about high school students. You were saying the videos for high school students, which is on purpose because that is the basic start of everything. And so if I build things for people at first from the bottom, the basic stuff, then those people, I can help them, I can follow them through, high school, college, med school, residency to be and then be a physician, right? So then I can build programs all the way through that. So I decided to do that one, which was just how to study. The next one we did was for the Mcat. So I after I did that program, had a few people come and contact me. Now this is the interesting thing, like you guys, if you do stuff that if you have an idea and you finish it and you finish have a product and you build it and it's like all of your own thing, like hardly anybody does that. So if you do that, people start to come out of the woodwork for you and say, wow, you built this thing, like I want to do that too, I just don't know how to do it and blah, blah, blah. Because it's really hard to get from like having no idea because I'm a physician, like I don't know how to build shit, to like having a finished product and then launching it and marketing and actually making money, So once you do that, like people start to be like, hey, let's fucking hang out. So I got a couple other people, like one was a Harvard med student and one was a Hopkins resident, and they were like, hey, I got these programs, I teach people one-on-one, but I want to do this at a on a larger scale. And so I helped them like put the package together in a video format. We launched those, we did pretty good. So and then the other one we had was Miss Njemi. So I helped Miss Njemi put her membership site together. That's doing really well. She's got like 3,000 subscribers. So that's pretty awesome. And so anyway, like we built these things and now I have like 4 basically products out there, and mine's mine, but the other ones, like I partner with these guys. And so, what I really like to do is like have some like autonomy, like one of the 3 things that drive people to, produce and do more are autonomy, mastery, and purpose. And so like I did surgery because I wanted to have a purpose, and I also want to have a purpose with these other sites and stuff, but I also want to have autonomy. Autonomy kind of comes with like, as one of my friends said, he's like, you got to have fuck you money. And I'm like, what's that? He's like, that means if you get in a situation at work or whatever, and you decide that this is no longer serving me, or this is not a good situation, you can say, fuck you, I'm out of here. That's your fuck you money, because you have enough money to like hang on for a while to wait for a good position. Because a lot of people get in really bad positions because they're just like, I need money, I gotta take the job, right? And so you take it and then you're like, shit, it was such a pain in the ass to get this job. Like, even though these things suck about it, like I'm just gonna hang in there. So he's like, you definitely gotta have fuck you money, because then you will wait for your job, like your career or your job or your position or your location or whatever. So I wanna have fuck you money, but that's autonomy. And I also want other people to be able to have fuck you money. So anyway, so that's why I'm like, all right, let's start building these things, and everyone, let's get better and improve and go bigger, and allow other people to, be autonomous as well. So that was like a lot of my motivation to do these. And then, so it ends up, I had mine, I had Miss Aunt Jamie's, we have these other two, so that's 4. And then I was like, shit. So the other thing is, at the time, this was like around November, December. December, I went to a Ty Lopez event, and he's kind of like sort of a mentor, not like that close, but I go to a lot of events for him, and he like helps me with some of my stuff. So like we're not best buddies, but we just chat here and there. So anyway, he was like, you guys have a good, concept here, but why aren't you testing more things? Well, you should be testing like 10 or 20 products like a quarter. And I was like, holy shit, well, that's kind of a lot. But maybe if I build like 10 or 12 of these programs in a year, then some of them will stick and some of them will do well, and probably not all of them, but maybe that'll get me closer to being like autonomous, right? And then also allowing a lot of other people to be autonomous. And so I was like, all right, well, how about we just do 12? Like there's 12 months in a year, let's just do 12 businesses. So that's kind of the story I want to tell, is the story of 12 businesses and why like I wanted to do that. And that's my goal, to get 12 businesses by January 2020. And so from now on, like once a week, I'll just do like an update where I say, okay, well, we're this far on these businesses and we're this far on these, and this is getting all fucked up and blah, blah, blah. So the update recently is we're doing a yoga course too, and that is supposed to launch June 1st, but like almost none of it's done. The videos are all done, but the website's not done, and none of like the marketing and stuff like that is done. So I've got like a team working on that, but like I've seen almost nothing, so I don't know if it's going to happen or not. We also have a dog food company that we're doing the marketing for. We're not doing the product at all. The product is being done by a company. The company hired us to do the marketing and the website and all that stuff. And that thing has been really tough. Like we've had like 4 different people we paid people to do logos, and nothing's fucking happened yet. So that one's really frustrating. It's been like 5 months and we have done hardly anything because we can't get it right. Like I feel like the logos and the marketing and like the imagery of it has to be perfect in order for it to do really well, because it's a large market and it's really competitive. So that's let's see, do I have another one? I don't have any other ones currently. I tried to do a lead generation business with another guy that I met in actually the Ty Lopez event, and he was like all hot for it. And he's like, dude, I got this sweet ass deal. Like I'm getting these leads for real estate like super cheap. Like let's do it together. I can't do it. I don't have a team. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I got the team, whatever. So he told me how to do everything and then totally bailed on me. And I don't know why the fuck that happened. So that was like 6 or 7, and then I lost that one. So that's it. And then I got recently another physician who is interested in teaching physicians how to build their own businesses, but she does it like on a one-on-one basis and wants to put it in a video format and reach a larger audience. So that's where working with her too. And then like I have 2 more. One is actually a nurse who you guys probably know. She's on YouTube. We're like trying to figure out a product for her. And then another one's like this neuroscientist who is super cool, but it's like so like out there neuroscience nerd stuff that I'm not sure that there's a product like for a mass market. So anyway, that's like 8 or something like that. But so let's see, let's transition back here and let me read some comments. Are you guys you guys don't even give a shit about this, right? Mike is fake news. Did I kill the video here? Did I kill the channel? Let's see. You guys are still asking doctor questions though, huh? Have I used my trauma skills in tactical medicine, like in the field? I have not. I did do an emergency trach like 2 weeks ago. That was scary. Yeah, that's tactical, right? It was in the OR though, not in the field. I really have not used much in the field, except on the island. I used it basically there every day. Thoughts on the new abortion laws? Yeah, I thought about talking about this, and I think I'm gonna get destroyed with people no matter what I say, so I'm just gonna avoid it. How about that? Your take on the statement, only become a doctor if you can't imagine doing anything else. That's like the worst fucking statement ever. If you can't imagine doing anything else, so it's by default because you hate everything else. You need a specific reason, and like if you're gonna tell the admissions committee that, like don't bother. You need a very, very, very specific reason that you're gonna become a doctor. It's not necessarily for yourself, but for the admissions people, because I think that, like for me, if I was interviewing you, I want to know why that when you feel like quitting, because you will at some point, what's in your brain that's going to keep you going? That's what you kind of want to come up with. Does it matter the undergrad university? It does. And at every step, if you can get a higher level of education, or a better school or whatever, it will help you, period. Difference between ortho, foot and ankle surgeons and podiatrists? I actually do not know that. I know the training is different, but I don't really know like that much. Do you think I can patent and sell robotic arm to scratch surgeons' balls during surgery? No, the nurses do that. That was a joke, you guys, don't get crazy. I'm not a woman hater. How do I feel from the first day of residency till now, as in the excitement of wanting to be a doctor? The excitement is essentially gone. I am not excited to do a lot. Not a lot. No, I want to say it that way. The excitement is narrower, right? Before it was like, obviously everything's new and everything's super exciting, and your like heart is pounding like crazy, just like replacing potassium. And now it's like, I don't get excited about stuff unless, it's like people are in a really bad accident gonna die, and then I get excited, as in excited like holy shit, and also like after you're like holy shit, we saved that person. And then like different surgical things that happen, like, or rare things that I find, like I had a Spigelian hernia the other day, or like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now. And I've had 2 of those in the last year, which are very rare. Before that, I only saw 1 in 15 or 14 years, whatever it is. So, the nurse who wouldn't grab the gloves for me, Dude, people have been saying that IMGs have less of a chance since the beginning of time, okay? I was thinking about this the other day because somebody brought the DO IMG thing up. And, here's the deal is, DOs are like, oh yeah, our schools are so much better and you get a better chance of getting a residency. You get a better chance of getting a DO residency, okay? DO residencies are not all equal to MD residencies. In fact, I would argue that many of them are not. Okay, that's not that you can't be a good doctor as a DO. Okay, I've said this 1,000 times. People take it the wrong way, but their residencies are not as good. Period. I know this firsthand. So getting an MD residency, I think is, if like I say, if you go to one of the big three schools, Caribbean schools, they have been around for 20 plus years. What you are looking for is the program director. Do they trust students from that school? Okay. DO schools have exploded in numbers, and they are a lot of very, very new schools. That is just the equivalent as a new Caribbean school, because that program director does not know if they can trust students from that school. They don't know what caliber yet. They need a track record. Old DO schools and old Caribbean schools that they know are good, both sides. They can trust them, they know the track record, they know what kind of student they're getting. That is like the basis of what I'm trying to talk about with this DO MD thing. I'm not saying that you can't be a good doctor being a DO, but I think the IMG thing is fine if you do it in a specific way. Do I think changing the USMLE from a numeric score to a pass-fail would be a bad for IMG students? Yeah, I don't know. Again, if you're most IMG, yes. If you're from those main schools, then no. But I do think it would be a disadvantage, mostly. Well, so many people want to be a doctor, but few graduate. That's because it's hard as fuck, and people drop out. You guys are splitting hairs now. What's better, being at the top of the class as the worst ranked school, or being in the middle of ranked at a great school? I don't know. I can't answer that. How long are we going here? Is this 30 minutes yet? Did I used to get did I have a lack of sleep in med school? I didn't have a lack of sleep in med school. I had a lack of sleep in residency, and now in working. Med school was fine because nobody was calling you in the middle of the night. Like, you know, sometimes you'd stay up late or get up early or pull all-nighters. Very, very few. I pulled very, 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 very few all-nighters in med school. I pulled more in college because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But I studied correctly in med school, and so I didn't pull very many all-nighters. Am I saying being a DO is a bad idea? I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I am saying if you go to a DO residency, not as many of those are good, okay? I'm gonna get cream for this, but this is the basis that I was trying to talk about before, but I didn't really say that, which I should have. I thought maybe it would be a bad idea to say that, but that's my opinion. My teacher offended me the other day when I told him I want to be a doctor. He said, "You should always be aware of your own capabilities." How would you respond? I do think that you should use your advantages, whatever career you're doing. So if you have a severe disadvantage, like you know, you don't have fingers and you want to be a surgeon, that's a problem, right? It's going to be very, very hard for you to do that. If he's trying to say that you're an idiot, it depends if you are an idiot. If you're not good at school, that doesn't mean you can't be good at school, but you have to prove yourself to yourself more than anything. You fuck that guy, like, who cares about them, the teacher, but you do eventually have to be good at it, because you cannot be a doctor without being at least, you know, pretty good at school, or reading in tests and all that stuff. That's like a critical thing you got to do. So develop that skill and you can do it. Okay, I talked a lot and I'm hungry and it's Sunday night and you guys gonna watch the Game of Thrones? Who's watching Game of Thrones? Is it the last one? I've only seen this season, so I don't really know what the fuck is going on. So, do I always want to be called Dr. Parker by people I don't know? No, you know, like my brother-in-law and I joke a lot when people write to us and like they put Mr. and stuff like that. We're like, God damn it, this is bullshit. But I'm not like actually offended by that. So, but it's kind of just a joke. All right, you guys. Hey, thanks for watching once again. Subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Hey, I do have, we're doing a sale tomorrow for the Mcat program. So if you go to mcatprepacademy.com, it'll be down from $500 to $300 to $297. It's a super awesome program. Basically, a Harvard medical student teaches you how to crush the Mcat, and his main goal is really to get you like over the 520. I think it's 520 range, whatever the 90th percentile. So that is what he does. He puts together a schedule for you. He teaches you all. You have a bunch of videos where he teaches you the his tips and tricks on how to study, and he tells you what tests to take, what practice tests to take, and when to take them. Very, very important, because if you don't take enough and you review them incorrectly, then you don't remember that stuff. So he shows you all how to do all that stuff too. So mcatprepacademy.com. I'll put it in the link of the show notes, and I'll type it right here. Mcat Prep Academy. Okay, so go check that out. If you are thinking about taking the Mcat in September, then you should start at least 4 months before. His programs are 4, 5, and 6 months. You can choose whatever you want. So go check that out. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, like, share these videos, would you? All right, see ya.